now going to look at how we can turn flat foam into a beautiful shape like this. So I'm actually going to add colour onto the edge of these, although this one hasn't got, just so you've got a different technique to it. So you can absolutely add lots and lots of shapes, so your foam doesn't have to stay flat like that. So what we then do is, you'll see here, I've got my craft iron warming up nicely. So I'm going to do my shaping first. So first of all, I want to go in and add a little bit of colour. Now, when you do this, this is using the Fleurs Buttercup die from the recent Hedgerow collection. And I'm just adding a little bit of orange pastel to the edges of my flower. So it's up to you how much you add, even maybe don't add any if you don't want to. This looks lovely as a single flower, so you just use 2 sets of petals, or you can use it as a double flower, and I'll show you how to do that as an alternative. So we'll show you 2 different ways to do this. So let's just get rid of that. So there we go, that's all it took to add the colour. So I've got my craft iron, it's on nice and hot. I've got my, I'm going to use that ball tool, that foam mat, and I'm going to use my mix between the 2 ball tools. So all I'm going to do is get the glue off there, offer this up to my craft iron just like that, and you'll see, put it on, and then it pops straight off. Let's go again with a little bit more heat on that one. On there we go. Can you see it? There we are. Straight away it's gone round. So all we then do is put our ball tool in the centre just like that, and then I can even add a little bit more shape by just dragging down, but it's that ball tool in the centre, hold it while it goes nice and cold. That's what we're waiting for. We're just waiting for the foam to go cold, and there we go, we've got our cup shape. Now what you can do is, once you've done that, is pleat along the top and just break down those perfect edges. But I do that afterwards. You can't do it before, because if you did it before, it would just go straight back to flat with the heat from the iron, because it's heat activated. So every time you redo this, it's just going to just make it flat again. So we can pop that one there. Then we're going to do the same with this one. Pop it on. There we go. And it pops off nice and quickly. Pop the ball tool in the centre, just drag down, add a little bit of shape, and then just, got glue on there, hold it there while it cools down. And then there. So you'll see this die set has a double petal on one die, this one, and a triple petal on the other. Now I'm just going to whiz through and do a couple more, just so I can show you different ways to make the flowers up. Right, now we've got 4 petals for one and 2 for another. So we just need to do our stamens. So I've got a piece of floristry wire, and I've got the stamens set here. So it comes in 2 pieces. So I'm going to go with the smallest one first, put a little blob of glue on the end of my floristry wire. This is the way I find it easiest. Offer it up to there, and then roll it round. Oops, this went, never gone wrong bit like that before, gone a bit wonky. There we go, let's just roll that round. There we go. I went a little bit wonky for a minute then. Now these ones, if you're not careful, will sometimes start to roll a bit off kilter, so just make sure that you're rolling it round on the line. You don't have to have glue all the way, so I'm just going to put a little bit of glue at the end. Oops, and then roll it round to there. I get as much glue on me as I do on the flower, but that's absolutely fine. So that's the first layer. The second layer, I can then just add on there. Again, you only need the smallest bit of glue. Pop that on. And then I need to, oops, just grab a little bit of glue on that end just to tuck it in. And then we can roll it round. So that will roll round. Glue every now and again. Catch that bit. Look at me making gluey strings. and then we'll put a little bit of glue at the end. Don't use too much glue, otherwise it'll get all bulky. So once you've got that, you then just ruffle them up so that they're not too perfect. So then all you need to do is you get your petals. So I've got my petals here that are shaped. So these were the first ones. So I'm going to put a hole in the centre, and you have to be a little bit more careful with that one because it's not as wide. And then I can slide that up the wire. So I've got 2 on first, so I'm just going to, no, I'm not going to even put some glue on yet. I'll do that in a minute. Now, I like to do these, so I put that. I can see I've got a bigger gap that side, so I'm going to pop, where's the bigger gap gone there? I'm going to put them that side, and then I just shape it. Oops, now I need to put a little bit of glue, so let's slide that one down slightly. Go back in with my glue, little blob of glue just there, tiniest bead of glue. And that was that way round, because otherwise it just keeps spinning. And once you've done that, I'm shaping it, and I'm just going to open up the bottom, and I'm just going to pop a little bit of glue along there, and a little bit of glue along there, just to hold it in that upright position. Slide that up, pinch it. Now you'll see on the one on here, I've also got the little cups on there, the sepal, so you can pop that on. But how pretty is that? I do like that with the orange on the back. So well, that's a single bud. So if you want to put the sepal on, I'd put plenty more floristry tape on the bottom. Here's the one that I'm going to do as a double. So I'm going to make this one a bit more of an open buttercup. So you've got so many different ways to do these. And again, because these are foam, these are going to be perfect for your bouquets. They're going to work on your cards, but you can make so much more with it being foam. So I've got some floristry wire here. This has actually got quite a bit of foam tape on it, floristry tape on, sorry. And I can slide that one up first, pop that in. Then I'm going to go for my first of my doubles, work out which way I want it to go that way. Once I get near to the top, I'm going to pop a little bit of glue. So that's going to hold the first one in place, and grab the second one to it. Slide that up. Now this time I'm going to keep it a lot more open. Then I'm going to go back in with my second one, and I'm going to turn it round the opposite way to where I've done it before. So I'm keeping it, maximising it as much as I can. So I had that one on, let me see, that way round. So I'm going to go that way round with that one. Actually, I'll go that way round, I think. Put it just there, filling in those gaps. And then the same with this one. There is no right and there's no wrong way. So this is completely going a bit off-piste. So we've got something slightly different. So where have I got some gaps? I think just there would look, yeah, it's perfect. So just take it back down a little bit, add a little bit of my glue, slide it back up, making sure I'm filling in, oops, that one wants to go that way, to fill in those gaps, that's it. You always have a little bit of manipulation to do. So we're not going to glue that, and I'm going to have that as a much more open flower, but how pretty, there we go, let's just, there. So we've got upright and single, or a bit more open and double. And again, with the leaves, we've done the same with the leaves. A good way to do the leaves, I also like, is pop them onto the craft iron. Pop them like that. When that pops off, you can get that, and then you can also just pop it on your wire, almost a bit more folded up. So I'm going to pop that wire through there, a little blob of glue, so you can have screwed up leaves as well as open leaves. So we can screw that, grab the glue, and then that will then open out. Oops. There we go. You've got much more of an upright leaf, or you've got your open leaf. It's entirely up to you, but that will look absolutely beautiful however you want to do it. A beautiful spring bouquet full of your buttercups, or you can put it on a card if you'd rather.